this ball game with 14:50 left. Quick handoff up the middle. Nothing there. And it looks like that was taken by Bill Smith, listed as an inside linebacker on our roster, but coming in at fullback. Short loss on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Here's the pitch to Addison. Flag on the play. Addison gets bounced out of bounds. That'll go down as at least a short loss.
Number 23, Addison.
And we'll see what the flag is. This might have been in the area of holding. And it is a hold, and it's coming back.
And again, you know, Blue Nation, great job stringing that thing out to the sideline. Nowhere for him to cut back, nowhere to turn upfield. And then obviously Red Nation guilty of holding on the play.
So the clock is stopped with 14:10 left in the fourth. Good game here, 21-20. So with the hold, which the flag is spotted at the 39, it'll bring him back to the 49. Or excuse me, it was at the 41. Check that. So back to the 49. Now Red Nation moving backwards after the penalty.
After the flag, it will be 2nd and 21 for the Red Nation.
So it's 2nd down, call it 21.
I think Blue Nation's coming. Here they come.
Showing blitz.
Sneaking up. Here they come.
Here comes the blitz. Halfley throws, has single coverage down the field and just off the extended arm of Joe Leach, his intended receiver.
He only able to get one hand on that one. He couldn't get both. But he had the right call. He had the single coverage on the sideline. He went with the fly pattern. Got it out there. Would have been a great catch. He only able to get one hand on the ball.
The incompletion will bring up
he put that about a yard too far.
Too far, right.
And Leach only able to get one hand on it, so that'll bring up 3rd and 21. And I would imagine
they're coming again.
So I would see we're probably going to have another blitz. You can hear the wind is picking up here again at J. Bernie Crum Stadium. Crowd getting into it here. They only blitz one linebacker. Halfley throws, and it's tipped, and it's caught at the 31-yard line by Leach. Off of the hands of the defensive back who had a beat on it, through his hands, and Leach able to come down with that inside the 30-yard line. Great concentration by Leach.
And you know what they say about defensive backs, if they could catch, they'd be receivers. Because usually they have the worst hands. They just have great speed and great ability to break on the ball. But when it comes to catching the football, that's where they differ between them and the wide receivers. And he had a great shot at intercepting that ball. It ends up being a big completion for Red Nation.
That's a huge completion because that was 3rd and 21. If the defensive back was able to just knock that ball away, it fallen incomplete, would have been a 4th down punting situation. But instead, it's a 1st down, and here is the run to Addison. Addison stops and then cuts back upfield. Ball comes loose, but the officials will say Addison is down after a gain of about 5.
That was a nice run by Addison. He showed some shiftiness there tonight. Nice cut in the hole. Followed his blockers pretty well and then got up the field for a good 5 or 6 yards. Red Nation threatening right now.
With the lead, 21-20.
From the middle goes
12:30 left to go in this fourth quarter. It officially goes down as a 6-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Sun is back out here at Crum Stadium in Allentown. Lovely afternoon for football in the National Bowl. I formation. Halfley will give it to Addison, who hits the hole with speed, and he's up inside the 20, and he'll be spotted around the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. That's another 1st down, and suddenly Red Nation with a 1-point lead here.
Putting on a drive.
Yep, getting some yardage on the ground, had that tipped ball that Leach was able to come down with, and now they're in business.
Yeah, touchdown will put them up by 8.
After the run, it'll be 1st and 10, Red Nation. at the 17-yard line.
11:45 left in this fourth quarter. Clock is running. First and 10 at the 17. Here is the handoff to Addison, but Addison gets wrapped up, stopped at the 20. That'll go as a 3-yard loss.
Who do you think made the first hit?
Number
Would that be
23, Addison.
Mr. Medina?
That was him. That was him. In the backfield again, made the first initial contact. Didn't make the tackle, but stopped him in his tracks, and then they rest of the Blue Nation cleaned up.
Well, when you run into Medina,
you're not going very far.
No, you are not going far at all. He's got great size at 6'3" and about 280 pounds. That is a big ball player right there on that defensive line for Blue Nation. So it's an I formation set here for Hafley and company. Ball at the 20-yard line, just at the edge of Blue Nation red zone.
Flag on the play.
I think Blue Nation jumped.
It looks like they encroached into the neutral zone. And one of the linemen clapping for Red Nation. Offsides against the Blues.
They give him a pick up a cheap 5. Make it a more doable second down play.
Yep, second down and 8. So I'll put him at the 15-yard line. The Reds taking their time here, nursing a 1-point lead. It's second down and 8. Long snap count here. Almost got the Blues to jump off sides again. Pass to the open man, knocked down at the 5-yard line. That one to Bill Smith. And we have a hold, and it comes back.
Complete to number 47, Smith.
Now the teams have traded penalties. And that flag is down at the 22-yard line. And he'll knock it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That's going to bring him all the way back down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that would have been another first down. That was a well-executed play. Unfortunately, it held. But he did a nice job of getting out on the flank and hitting his tight end down the field for a first down.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty.
They're going to bring it back.
Well, pardon me, they're actually going to spot this ball.
It'll be second and 18 at the 25-yard line.
At the 25-yard line. They had that flag down at the 22, and I thought that's where they were going to spot the hold. But the officials spot the ball at the 25. We're back to second and 18. Another long count here for Red Nation, so we're inside 9:30 to go. And here is the run to Addison. He had Medina on him, and Addison breaks the tackle, stays in bounds at the 15-yard line, and Medina was slow to get up, and I don't think he couldn't believe that he couldn't bring him down.
That's right. I don't know how Addison got out of Medina's grasp, but somehow or other he was able to escape. Medina wasn't getting up slow because he was injured. He was getting up slow because he was aggravated they didn't take him down. He had him for a big loss, and Addison just somehow slithered out of his grasp and then turned it up the field.
We have a stoppage, and the referee will indicate that the Reds have taken a timeout. Their first of the second half, so Red Nation will come back and talk things over on the sidelines.
That will be their first.
Big third down play coming up here, and the coaching staff wants to discuss things here, and that makes sense here on a crucial 3rd and 8 situation. 8:56 left to go here in this fourth quarter. 21-20, Red Nation on top by 1.
Yeah, a touchdown puts them up by 8, which makes it a touchdown and a 2-point conversion or to tie it. A field goal puts them up by 4, which takes them out of the possibility of a field goal tying the ball game. It would still put them up by 1 if Blue Nation would ever get down there and try to field goal, but it doesn't help if they end up going in the end zone with the Blue Nation. So there's a big play coming up. They're in 4th down territory. If they decide not to kick it, they got to pick up 9 yards. They'd like to get in the end zone here. they've had some success on the ground, but I have a feeling they're going to stay with the air attack down here and try and get something down the field.
Yeah, well, after all of that, there was the offsides that got them to 2nd and 8, and then they had completed the pass to the 5.
Down to the 5 and had come back again.
Negated off to the onto the holding penalty. And so now, back basically where we started, to 3rd down and 8 at the 15-yard line. And they are showing pass. Cody Halfley in the shotgun. The play rolls to the right side. That's where Halfley goes, and it's almost intercepted at the 7-yard line.
That'll bring up 4th and 8
Pass
for
is
the Red
incomplete.
Nation.
David Stallings Jr. from Greensboro College, a linebacker coming up and breaking up that play. And now a decision needs to be made, and it looks as though it's going to be Murph Trout coming out to attempt the field goal.
Seems like they like to get Halfley in the sprint out type game, but when you sprint out like that, you shorten the field into one half the field, and it gets a little congested down in there, especially down in the red zone.
Number 8, Trout is on.
So Trout's kick, 32-yard field goal attempt from the far hash mark. A little bit of an angle, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
Kick is good.
So with 8:50 left to go in the 4th quarter, put 3 more on the board. Red Nation extends their lead. It's 24-20, Red Nation
After
over
the
Blue Nation.
32-yard field
And let's
goal
head
by
down to the
Trout.
sidelines, get an update from there. And here's Tara.
I'm here with Murph Trout from Huntington Hammer. How does it feel to kick a field goal without any blockage?
Oh, it's hard because you're so used to the timing and the rush, and you want to come fast because you're taught to get the ball off in like 1.2 seconds, and now we have all the time in the world, so it's a little tough. But the last one was another botch snap and a bad hold, but luckily it went through the goalpost. So.
All right, thank you. Back to you, James.
All right, Tara, thank you very much. So 8:50 left to go in this 4th quarter, and Red Nation able to get the field goal to go up 24-20, but this is still feels kind of like a tenuous lead at best.
Yeah, 4 points isn't going to make a whole lot of difference here. Blue Nation will obviously try to get a drive going and get in the end zone. They got to be careful not to turn it over, but because the running game has not been so effective, even if you give the ball back to Red Nation, you don't have that fear that they're going to be able to pound the ball and put on a long drive. We haven't seen a long drive all day long where a team has driven the length of the field to score. So, you're going to see a number of different possessions here back and forth before this game is over. So I don't think Blue Nation is too concerned about the 4-point deficit.
There's Trout's low line drive kick, which we're going to go back and make our new route to the ball. Now up the middle, we had a late flag that comes in, but a nice return by Stewart up across the 35-yard line. But we'll have to see what
flag
this
down at the 45-yard line.
laundry is on the field, and Red Nation is indicating that it's against Blue Nation, and I think this might be a hold.
I tell you what, Stewart came close to breaking that one. He had a shot. He had a lane.
Did have a lane, but even if he had the lane,
It would have been brought back.
it wouldn't have mattered. So the penalty will knock him back. So instead of it being 1st and 10 from the 37, they're going to say the hold was at the 32, and that'll knock him back 10 yards to the 22. So it's a loss of 15 in total, a net loss of 15 on the penalty. And
Holding on the
Blue Nation
return
not doing
team,
themselves any
10-yard
favors
penalty.
right there.
Blue Nation will start 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
And so now Blue Nation has it 1st and 10.
Well, the one negative is they got the wind in their face. So their field position is not the greatest, and then with the wind blowing in their face, punting the ball is going to be a little bit of a challenge. They're going to need to pick up a couple first downs, or they're going to give Red Nation a short field again.
So 8:42 left to go. Lenahan is under center. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure, but they set up the screen to the near side. 30, 35, steps out of bounds. A nice little pass play to Kevin Brown,
Pass is complete to
listed
number
as
19,
a
Brown.
defensive back and a tight end. And a great job as Blue Nation sets up that screen almost perfectly.
It's a nice play call. Good call. We thought he was going to sprint right and throw the ball, and he came back with the throwback screen. Well set up. A lot of blockers out in front. Unfortunately, it was a short side of the field, so he didn't have a whole lot of room to operate in, but he picked up a sizable amount of yards. Good call by the coaching staff.
So 1st down and 10 for Blue Nation from their own 40. Back to pass, Lenahan. Quick out on the far side. Turns the corner, has a 1st down and more. Makes a move to the inside. Makes another move at the 30. Then gets wrestled down from behind by the towel at the 20-yard line. A big pitch and catch. And it looks like that was Jordan Griffin on the reception.
He threw the flat pattern, and the defenders sort of basically stumbled a little bit, and that allowed him to turn upfield. Once he turned upfield, he was off to the races. I think he got taken down by his T-shirt.
Well, Griffin with another big gain. He has a touchdown reception in this ball game, and this one gets thrown away by Lenahan. Double coverage on Sean Randall, his teammate at Seton Hill University. Lenahan has gone the entire way here for Blue Nation.
21-yard line.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball spotted at the 21. This game's gotten exciting here.
Yeah, well, Blue Nation threatening
here.
now. They want to put the ball in the end zone here, get back, take the lead back.
Blue
Tried
Nation
to run a quick play there. Did you notice they got to the line of scrimmage real quick and snapped the ball, but couldn't get the guy open down the field.
So we'll be 2nd down and 10. Blue Nation trailing 24-20 with 7:46 left in the 4th. Just on the cusp of the red zone.
Here they come.
Lenahan back to the pass, throws left side, and it's incomplete. All kinds of pressure on Lenahan.
Pass falls incomplete.
2 players
For number
in his
3,
face
Randall.
taken down, including number 39, Lou Scala from CW Post.
Yeah, that time they came with all-out blitz, and he had the single coverage over here, and he tried to run the little flag pattern, but unfortunately the receiver stumbled a little bit and couldn't get to the ball. He was claiming he was interfered with, but the official wasn't buying it.
After the incompletion, they'll bring up 3rd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So the ball at the 21, wind is picked up again here at J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown.
I just noticed Arlen Johnson from Temple University, a defensive end down there on the field. About 6'3", 280. He looks a little bit like Medina's brother. See him from here. He's lined up on the left defensive end.
One of a couple of Division I players in this ball game. In the National Bowl. Lenahan throws over the middle. He's got Griffin, and Griffin gets wrestled down just shy of the 10-yard line. So this should be enough for a 1st down. Griffin has become the favorite receiver here on this drive for Lenahan, and that is a 1st down. And is it enough for a 1st and goal?
1st and goal at the 10.
And it is. They'll drop the chains down. 1st and goal from the 10 with 7:20 and counting left in this 4th quarter. Good finish shaping up here in Allentown.
Oh yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Like we said, no team has shown the ability to be able to run the clock out by running the football, so we're going to get a number of possessions before this is over.
They fake the jet sweep. Instead, they go up the middle to Kennebrew. And Kennebrew is stopped
Handoff to
for
number 11, Kennebrew.
maybe a short loss. No, they'll give him no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10.
After the run, it'll be
Blue
2nd
Nation
and
taking
goal
their
at the
time again
10-yard
here.
line for the Blue
6:30
Nation.
left to go in this 4th quarter. James Green and the coach Bill Rocca here up top with Tara Formica on the sidelines with our interviews.
Comes the blitz.
5 wide, or 4 wide, pardon me. Here's the pass, and to the pylon, end zone, touchdown.
Touchdown, Blue Nation.
Good read by Lenahan. He saw the blitz coming. He found the hot receiver, found him on the route, got him the football, and he was able to get in the end zone. But he just picked up that blitz and went to the hot receiver, and that's how they ended up with the touchdown.
Jakari Murphy on the touchdown reception.
Number
It's
8
a
Murphy with the
10-yard
10-yard
touchdown
catch.
reception, and it's now Blue Nation on top by a score of 26 to 24. And here's the extra point attempt. by Lloyd Tucker. A crucial extra point here. Again, no pressure. And the kick is up and the kick is good. So Blue Nation drives down the field. And that was a very good drive. It goes 78 yards to Pater. 6:09 left to go in this fourth quarter. And Blue Nation back on top by score 27-24.
And most of that drive was through the air with some nice completions down the field. And like I said, here we go. Red Nation can get the ball back, and I'm sure they're going to go to the air themselves. They're only down by 3, so they could either kick the field goal and try and tie it up, or put one in the end zone and go up by, by 4.
So crucial drive coming up here. This was a 14-13 game at the half with Red Nation on top.
Very little happened during the third quarter, and all of a sudden, boom.
And let's head down to the sidelines, get an update. Here's Tara.
I'm with Jakari Murphy from Glenville State. Could you tell me about the touchdown you just scored?
All right, look, play call was Hawks. Everybody running hitches. As soon as I seen that linebacker come, I knew I was going to be open. So, scored.
All right, thank you. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Tara. So we get set here for the final 6:09 of this fourth quarter. Second annual National Bowl. We're at J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. And Tucker will kick this one away. Low squib kick. Picked up by Addison at the 23. Has speed, tripped up at the 40. And forward progress gets him to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line.
23, Addison with the return.
They tried to keep it away from one of the speedy returners in the back, and then Addison picked it up anyway, and a good return.
Still got through. The nice play by the up man to let it go through and let Addison field it. Addison shows some wheels there, even though he got taken down. He had a good head of steam going.
That was about a 21-yard return. And it seemed like he went from 0 to 60 in about
quickly.
2 seconds.
Great acceleration.
And a good spot, too, for Red Nation. 1st and 10 at their own 44. 6:03 left to go, fourth quarter here in Allentown. And back in a quarterback, number 9, Dan Pitcher. Here comes the pressure, throws over the middle. Man wide open at the 40-yard line and tries to split the D and gets down to the 25-yard line, making the catch, number 81, Anthony Salidi.
Again, he ran a nice route, nice crossing route, deep in route as they call it. Wide open underneath, behind the linebackers, but underneath the secondary. And Pritchard hit him with a strike.
One of the best looking throws
81, Saletti.
by Pitcher. And it's a first down now for Red Nation at the blue 26-yard line.
After the catch, it'll be 1st and 10. At
Both
the
teams have 2
26-yard
timeouts remaining. And we're at 5:35 left in the fourth. So now these teams just going up and down the field here in this fourth quarter. Throw a quick pass and just off the hand. Again, number 15 for Blue Nation, David Stallings Jr. getting a hand on that football. He broke up a pass on the last drive as well.
He had Kevin Dottie on that little quick look into the tight end, and he just was deflected. A little more air on that ball, he probably would have had a completion. I think if he completed, Dottie walked in the end zone because there was nobody between him and the goal line.
After the incompletion,
So it is second down and 10. Ball still spotted at the 26-yard line.
I think Red Nation would like to score here, but they'd like to score in a little while, not quick.
Now, you don't want to give Blue Nation all kinds of time.
Don't give them the ball back with time.
Shotgun again for Pitcher. He's got 2 split wide to the far side left. Now throws over the middle, and it's off of Salidi's hands.
Same route, came right back to it. Salidi just had to make that catch. That was a catchable ball.
Bring up 3rd
He's
and 10.
he's going to be upset with himself for not grabbing that one.
Sean Stackhouse, number 27, had the coverage over the top. Stackhouse, an outside linebacker slash strong safety, out there playing safety. So now it's 3rd and 10, and after Red Nation was moving the football here, trailing by a score of 27-24, in danger of this drive stalling here inside Blue Nation territory. Back to pass, good protection, throws over the middle and just beyond the reach of his intended receiver.
Pass falls incomplete.
The intended receiver
That'll make it
was
4th and 10 for the Red Nation.
Nick Norrell.
I think they're going to try a field goal here, James.
I'll check that number 18. Joe Leach was the intended receiver, pardon me.
We're going for the tie.
I think they are going for the tie here. So
Yeah, this is going to be a long one, too.
this will be a long one. This will go down as a 43-yard attempt.
He's got the wind at his back.
Number 8, Trout out.
And we know he's got the leg. We saw him kick before.
This will be a 43-yard attempt.
43-yard attempt for Trout. Into the wind, and it gets knocked down by the wind and blown wide left.
And the kick is wide left. Blue Nation will take over 1st and 10.
So Blue Nation gets the ball back, 1st and 10. 5:15 left, on top by a score of 27-24.
I tell you, that wind shifted just as he kicked the ball because the wind was blowing. I was looking at the American flag to our right. The wind was blowing left to right, and all of a sudden just sort of switched on him as he kicked the ball. Didn't look like he had a whole lot of leg on that one, though.
So Blue Nation will come out now, 1st and 10.
Problem is they can't run the ball effectively enough to take time off the clock. So if they start throwing it all over the lot, they're not going to be able to take time off the clock. And if they run the ball, they're not. I don't think they're going to get too far.
Well, here is the handoff to Parker, and Parker tries to turn the corner on the far side of the field, gets up to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line. They might give him the 28. It'll be a short gain of about 3, maybe.
Yeah, that's the dilemma because the only thing that's been effective is throwing the ball. But if you throw the ball and they're incomplete, you don't take a whole lot of time off the clock. You try and run it, and you don't pick up yardage, you're going to have to punt the ball and give it back to Red Nation with time on the clock. So unless they decide to throw for completions and don't throw any incomplete passes, that might be their only option.
We'll try to throw the quick screen, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that took about 2 seconds.
Jesse
Pass will
Hubbard,
fall
the
incomplete.
intended receiver.
So now they're down to 3rd down. They've taken very little time off the clock.
Yep, with 4:22 left to go. Yeah, Blue Nation really wanting to run time off the clock here. And
Sure.
a crucial 3rd and 8 situation coming up here. If they're unable to convert.
Red Nation can get plenty of time with decent field position.
After the incompletion, it'll be 3rd
My
and
question
8
is
for
here,
the
if you're Blue Nation, do you just run the football here, try to get some positive yards, knock time off the clock?
The only thing good
kick
about
it away?
the only thing good about running the ball is it takes more time than it does an incomplete pass. So if you run the ball, at least take some time off the clock.
There is the pass, and it's tipped up in the air and almost intercepted.
Pass falls incomplete. Intended for number 3,
It was
Randall.
intended for Sean Randall, and getting a hand on it
It'll be 4th
was
and 8
Cody
Blue
Allen,
Nation.
but he could not come down with the ball cleanly. A heart-stopping moment right there for Blue Nation. Instead, it's an incompleted pass, and they'll kick the ball away with 4:17 to go.
If he came down with that, if the defender came down with that, from here you could see he had the whole side of the field. There was no one between him and the goal line. It would have been a race to the end zone.
That's because Randall had been taken down. He had made contact with the ball and got tackled. And since he had made contact with the ball, that was a completely legal play. And Eric Wagner comes up and dives on the football to try to give Red Nation
Punt
as
is down to the 34-yard
best field
line.
position that they could.
Red Nation will start first
So
and
Red
10.
Nation has it 1st and 10 at their own 34. They'll go to work with 4:10 left to go in this fourth quarter.
It's going to be Halfley, it looks like, right? He's in the huddle right now.
So they'll give the ball to Cody Halfley and have him call the signals here. As again, he's been switching off the quarterbacking duties every other drive with Daniel Pitcher. Each one of them respective Players of the Year candidates in their divisions.
Well, Pitcher had his opportunity, and unfortunately the receiver let him down because I think he would have taken him down inside the 2-yard line with that catch. Now Halfley's going to have to rely on the receivers to help him engineer a game-winning drive here.
And that drive short-circuited by penalties as
Yeah.
well. So Red Nation has it 1st and 10 at its own 34. Halfley in the shotgun, 4 wide. Back to pass, and here comes the pressure, and he's taken down on the play. Coming up, making the sack, David Stallings Jr. That's his 3rd big defensive play in this ball game, just in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they came with the blitz. He lined up like he's going to play pass coverage, and on snap of the ball, he just came. He was unaccounted for by the offensive line. Nobody came out to pick him up, and he just had a beeline right to the quarterback.
So it'll go down as a loss of 10 on the play. And again,
After the sack, it'll be
Halfley
20 for the
has
Red
been
Nation.
under all kinds of pressure. It seems like every time that there's been a situation where there's been pressure, a blitz, somebody breaking loose and getting in the quarterback's face, well, it's been Halfley who's been the quarterback.
Yeah, it looks like they decided whenever Halfley's in, bring pressure and let's run him down. But that time they just came with the almost like a corner outside linebacker blitz, but he came untouched.
Clock is rolling with 3:12 left to go. Here comes the pressure again. Halfley steps up, evades one, now throws, tipped, caught by Doty. That was tipped
That's
and
complete.
went,
Twice,
Number
wasn't it?
7,
Tipped
Doty.
twice?
tipped at least a couple of times. And Doty with excellent focus and concentration to hang on to that ball.
Yeah, great hands. And like you said, great concentration to follow that tip ball and still be able to catch it. And Halfley did a nice job of redirecting Cody to head up the field, and
After
they
the
tried to
catch,
put a little
it'll be
air
1st
under it.
and
It still
10 for
got
the Red
tipped,
Nation.
but Cody was able to
their
keep
own
his eye on it, and Doty was
46.
able to catch the ball. He's made a couple big catches. One was called back earlier on a penalty, but Doty's been able to get open down the field, showing some nice ability to catch the football.
So it's a 1st down from the 47-yard line. We'll see if Doty becomes more of a factor as the final minutes of this game goes. Down the middle and almost intercepted up and over.
Pass will fall incomplete.
Now,
And incomplete. Manny Rodriguez getting a hand on it in the secondary.
From up here, he had Doty early
2nd and 10
on the
Red
seam
Nation.
route. If he had just thrown the ball early, he went with the other side. And unfortunately, by the time he threw the ball, both seam routes got pretty close to each other, and the safety was able to play them both. But early on, he had Doty going up the hash mark, but he had to throw it early.
So 2nd and 10, 2:24 left in the